get into the main event of the movie, man. I want to know your thoughts on this one specifically, because this was a lot.
Yeah.
This was a grueling fight
It was like
from
actually
start
kind of
to finish.
exhausting watching, but like not in a bad way. Like I just was like
Right.
feeling for them, like, damn, oh bro.
You're feeling for Tomioka. You're like, damn, my back hurts too, bro. Like,
Right? Yo, my man is just wants to be unbothered.
who doesn't, bro? Who doesn't, bro? I can
The funniest
I
thing
can
I'm seeing right
relate.
now is the meme where it's like, where it's like him after hearing Tanjiro say his name like 8 times after he said he didn't want to give his
Mhm.
name.
He's like, I don't think you deserve my name. And he's like, oh, Mr. Giyu. Oh, so it's like, come on,
Son of a
Tanjiro.
bitch.
It's like, come on, bro.
You
But then
polite
again,
son of a bitch.
that exactly. But that's Tanjiro being
Yeah,
Tanjiro.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like unintentionally. But yeah, let me know what you think. This one again. This was grueling
Yeah,
for as a viewer, and I'm sure for them as characters this was grueling.
the fighting style with his fisticuffs was just incredible. Like it
Oh,
was one of the
that
most
was
visually
straight hands,
impressive.
straight
Like
hands.
I love a good sword fight, but man, him throwing his punches and kicks, both physically and then like via almost like projectiles, was just like so cool.
Right.
Everything about him in this movie was incredible. I was so glad to see them like him really get to shine. Even though I'm mad at the character, like he killed our homie.
He killed our
I'm mad
boy
at the
Goku,
character,
and
but I got
granted,
to give him props for his
what he did in Mugen Train
yeah,
was just the tip of the iceberg compared
100%.
to what we got here. That was nothing.
And you
That
know what?
was really nothing.
I feel like he's one of the best examples of utilizing time to literally just become a monster. Like it wasn't
Oh,
purely just
absolutely.
like how many people he consumed, which is oftentimes how they get their strength.
Hmm.
My man mastered martial arts, even beyond like he'd already pretty much done that in his previous life,
Yeah,
but he had just
as a
taken it.
youngin for sure.
He had just
Hmm.
taken it to another level, and you see that, like you really see the fruits of his labor. Obviously it's used in the worst possible way that he probably would have never done if he still had his
Hmm.
memories, which is even more sad. But it's incredible to see like just how they animated everything was incredible and
Yeah,
grueling again. Like he was putting
at some point, I just called him Avatar. I called him Aang at some point because he was
yeah
just kicking wind blades and wind punches, just like with ease. It's like, bro, you're the chosen one. It's
bro.
like really
It's
that
funny.
simple.
You know that video that's been popular with um not Creed, the Creed video that's popular that's been going around, that
Yeah,
edit with like the punching and
yeah,
everything. That was my man the whole movie. My man was just hitting to the
that
beat
was
the whole
literally him.
goddamn movie.
Yo, everything, bro. But yeah, that was grueling. We also got a lot of backstory for Tanjiro and his family
Yeah.
a little more. I mean,
Yeah, I like
we've
seeing
gotten
that.
a lot. We've gotten a lot, but we actually got to see him interact a little more with his dad and his family in
Mhm.
a more like a familial setting, as opposed to when we
Yeah.
first saw him in season one and he learned how to use the Hinokami Kagura with that flashback and whatever. It was just him and his mom and just watching the dad do the Hinokami dance or whatever. But it was interesting to see that his dad also knew how to put in the work.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even
That
though
was
it
really
was
nice to
against the
see.
bear, I guess it was against the bear.
My
But
man did a
yeah,
two tap
Mans was
with an
swift.
axe
He
instantly.
was swift. He was swift with that shit. Yo,
Because
man.
you know, it's funny. I sat there and I was like, "Wait, how did he do that with that tiny little axe?" And then they literally were like, "Yep, I saw him quickly do 2 slices because it's not thick enough."
And then you can see he's a fragile man. He's not
Yeah,
in his tip top shape. You know what I mean?
for
Like,
sure.
despite being a co-seller and collector, and people who have that sort of lifestyle are just physically strong.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like they're out there in nature and they get naturally strong. So seeing him as still kind of like this fragile old man to be able to pull something like that, and then how calm
Hmm.
and chill he
Clean.
was, and how elegant and graceful he was, and
Yeah,
how he spoke to the bear with like grace. And he's like,
yeah.
yo, like, I'm letting you walk away, but if you like, what I'm saying, take another step, then it's a wrap, son. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He gave them that
we're gonna
warning.
throw you on the grill tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like really. It was really impressive to see that.
No, for sure. And then learning a little more about the Hinokami Kagura, which is obviously a big
Mhm.
thing that we that we've been getting since season one. We know it is a form of sun breathing that was confirmed,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, in season three, um, which is the very first, breathing technique, the original breathing technique. Everything else is a derivative or a variation
Mm-hmm.
of the sun breathing technique. So there's a lot more that goes into that, and then the Hinokami Kagura, which again, if we get into all that, we're just spoiling the rest of Demon Slayer for you. We're not. I don't
Yeah.
want to do that for anybody. I don't want to be that person. You know what I mean? If you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself. But I don't want to be that person.
The
But
the
we
only
do.
no, keep
Go
going.
ahead. No, no, go ahead.
The only thing that kind of got me a little bit was like the amount of times they said the transparent world.
That's what I was about to get into
Yeah,
next.
that
The
was a
transparent
lot.
world. It
That
was
was a
like, bro,
lot
we get
of
it.
saying
We get
the
it.
transparent world.
It's like we get it. We get it, man. We get it. But yeah, we also got Tomioka unlocking his Demon Slayer mark. Did you know that is like almost like adjacent? Like if you're fighting along someone who has a Demon Slayer mark, it like drives up the percentage of
Oh
the
no,
capability of you being able to unlock it too.
no.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That was something I learned doing research. I was like, I've never seen any other Hashira really get the Demon Slayer mark. And there's only like a less than a handful of people who have a Demon
Yeah,
Slayer
yeah.
mark in the show, which is Tanjiro. I'm pretty sure no, his dad doesn't have it. We have the upper moon one.
Mm-hmm.
He has a Demon Slayer mark. We I guess that's pretty obvious as
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you know. And now we got Tomioka who has one as well. So,
You got to give
but
him
yeah,
credit
none,
for
none
passing out like a badass, like kneeling up on his sword.
oh for sure,
Like,
for sure,
come on. My man ain't even
bro. They
my man ain't even falling to the ground. My man ain't even falling to the ground.
No, no. Listen, Tomioka has been a badass since his introduction in the first season. You know, when we get him, what I think is the very first episode. The very first episode, I believe, we get to see him, but then we don't get to see him in action until much, much later as an actual Hashira. So, getting to see him go full throttle in
Yeah,
this fight, I was like, yes. I was like, this is my guy. And and Johnny Young Bosch, bro, he's the voice of Giyu. It's like, come on, bro,
come on.
come on.
There's not going to be a miss there.
No, absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not. Not with Johnny Young Bosch behind the mic. You're not getting any sort of misses on that one. So that's our flowers to the goat. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? But yeah, again, he got his Demon Slayer mark because his back hurt. So I think that's relatable as fuck. You know, he's like
My man just
he's like
didn't
you're
want to be
getting on my
bothered anymore.
nerves.
He said, "I want to be
He's
done with
like
this."
yeah, you're getting on my nerves. I don't like being tossed around, and my back hurts. It's like
And everyone was being tossed the fuck around.
yo, Akaza was tossing everybody around like rat dolls, bro. Like the amount of times Tanjiro was thrown into some sort of like pillar, into some sort of wall, into the air, the floor. I'm like, bro,
They were being
you gotta
tossed
have
out of sight and they had to like run and find each other over and over again. So
yes.
much of
I'm
that
like,
fight
bro,
was one of them tracking down the other person because they were flung so far away.
and then coming and then that goes back to the great use of well, one, the camera work and
Yeah,
how they animated the Infinity Castle as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like you were tossed out of sight. You were far. You were not like in the next building over. You had to like traverse your way back. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And a lot of it was at the nick of time, so the other person doesn't die. Which is we had a lot of those moments
for
where
sure.
keep you at the edge of your seat, which was great. But we got Akasa's backstory, how he became a demon.
Loved it.
Man, this was heavy. This is
Really
a
had to
heavy
make me feel
backstory.
bad. Really had to make me feel bad for someone that I didn't want to feel bad for initially.
And I always say that's how you make a good villain. That's
Yeah.
how you make a great villain.
Yeah, you got
Make us empathize with him.
you got your categories of villains. You know, you got yours that your unforgivables. You know, there's no
Oh, absolutely.
redemption. You got your your kind of your turncoats, ones that redeem themselves and become good, and then you got yours that
Mhm.
are just they're bad guys that have a sad backstory, have a tragic backstory, and those to me are definitely some of the best
The hero
ones.
to their own story.
Yeah,
The hero to their own
and the
story.
craziest thing about that is like you don't want to forgive him, but you can kind of understand that like he would have never done the actions he did if he had had his memories.
Oh,
He
for
would have
sure,
never done that.
absolutely.
He was
And I
definitely he
feel,
was a
and I
better
feel like
man before he
Muzan,
had turned,
yeah,
and
Muzan
Muzan
knew that.
destroyed that. And he knew that. Yeah, he destroyed
He
that.
knew that. He absolutely
He
knew
knew
that.
that he would not have the soldier he needs if that man had those memories. And
Absolutely.
that's the sad part is, and he committed all these acts of violence, and betrayed pretty much everything he ever stood for in the end,
Everything he stood for.
which
Yeah, yeah.
is
He became a
horrible.
mindless soldier.
Yeah, he
He became
stripped away
Bucky.
other people's families, which he never would have done. You know,
Hmm.
he would have loved fighting Rengoku, but not wanted to kill him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, no, it's sad to see that, and it makes me hate Muzan even more. Like,
Oh no,
oh,
Muzan
it really it
is
just digs
oof.
deeper and deeper into hate for
He's a
him.
piece of shit,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that's literally it's like, you son
And
of a
again,
fuck, you son of a bitch.
and again, that harkens back to wanting to see more of the backstory for a lot of these characters, because I would like to see Muzan before
Yeah,
the Muzan we get in the show. You know what I mean? Because he's
yeah,
more of one of those villains that's like in the shadows, pops out every once in a while. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
he's a massive threat. He's a lingering threat, the looming threat in the background. So I would like to see something a little more dedicated to his fight against the Demon Slayer Corps all these years ago. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely, like, I feel like it was good to see that backstory, because it does make you like that character more, especially how he goes out in the end. Like, we gotta talk about that. Like,
No, we talking about Muzan, how he goes out?
no, I'm having a brain fart. All these names.
No,
Uh,
there's a lot of names, a lot
yeah,
of characters in the show.
our martial artist,
Akaza?
Akaza. Yeah,
Hakuji?
yeah,
No,
Akuji,
Hakuji. Yo,
Hakuji.
pour one out for Hakuji,
Yeah,
bro,
right.
please.
You gonna pour it
Yo,
out? Gonna have to wipe that carpet up. No, but yeah, like, yeah, like the way he takes himself out.
No, he chose to lose, bro.
I still
He
don't get
chose to
how
lose.
he survived after being decapitated. Did he just
It
say,
was sheer
"Nah, I'm built
will,
different.
bro.
I'm built different."
His willpower. No, he's literally built different, and his weird power and his willpower. That was all just sheer will. That was
That's
just,
crazy.
again, as he calls it, that's his fighting spirit. You know what I mean? 'Cause that was something he's always like. He told Rengoku, "Show me your fighting spirit." He
Yeah,
told Tanjiro, "Show me your fighting spirit." Like that's what keeps him going, and that's after being decapitated. That's what kept him going.
yeah,
And
that's absolute insanity.
if it wasn't for those flashbacks and the fact that he was having those memories without his head on his body is even crazier
Yeah,
to be able to kind of you know what I mean, kind of will himself
yeah. I don't really know how
through
demon
all that.
anatomy works.
Listen, bro, we got swordsmen who use elemental powers that aren't meant to be seen. They're just meant to be felt. And so I'm not questioning the anatomy of
Yeah,
these demons. You know, it is what it is. But
but yeah, seeing my man take
listen,
himself out with his own fist, that's crazy.
bro,
That's crazy work.
that was brutal. And I kind of
I
like
knew that
when
was
I
about to
first
happen.
saw
I knew that
that.
was about to happen, because he was like, what did he say? I need to kill the man that, like, what is it, that I've hated myself, or what, like, I hated
I don't
this whole
remember the
time.
exact
It was something
phrasing
about, like,
verbatim.
finally take out, what I've been disgusted with this whole time, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been going against everything
yeah. It was
he
something
ever
along
would
the
have stood
lines
for,
of
and
taking
he's,
out what he hated the
yeah,
most,
what
or
he hated the
something like
most, and
that.
because he was committing everything that he would have never done.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I mean, and the fact that he gave um Tanjiro a nice little smile,
yeah,
like that graceful smile. I was like, damn, bro, it's like damn. I shouldn't feel bad for you, but like
yeah.
him taking himself out, I really felt bad for him,
But I mean,
honestly.
honestly, like, true. Just to bring this to a little bit of Marvel here, is basically the Winter Soldier situation right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
he
what I said
committed
a
all
few
these things.
seconds. I'm like, he's Bucky.
He would have never
He's
done. He would
Bucky.
have never done those things if he hadn't had his memory wiped clean and turned
Yeah,
into a
he's
demon that
Bucky.
needs to feed on blood, human blood. So
Yep,
yeah, it's a
that's
shame
exactly what it is.
to
He
imagine
is
what he
this
could have
universe's
been
Winter Soldier.
with his memories, or even just not being turned into a demon, man.
Hmm.
Especially with his
No,
sensei and,
absolutely.
like, what he was taught. Sensei was great.
Oh, the sensei was great, man. And there's a lot of I saw this nice little video online that kind of dove into the into the symbolism behind his design
Hmm.
and the names of his moves and whatever. And
Oh yeah,
I'm like, wow, that was I didn't never
how
really
all of
picked
his
up on that.
moves were named after fireworks.
Yeah, his the
All his
so the meaning
techniques.
of his tattoos. Obviously, the
Yep,
tattoos
the
were
tattoos,
thief. They were thief marks. You know, you were branded as a thief if you were caught stealing back in the Edo period.
and then the
At
symbol
least,
on his back.
yeah,
I
the symbol
know,
on his back is a memorandum to his wife.
and then like upside down, it's also like I think the reverse. There was like
Yeah,
two
it's
meanings
upside
whether it's
down.
upside down or not
Yeah, yeah,
upside down. Yeah,
exactly.
there's so much. Like his design is like insanely rich
With
with
lore,
thought and lore, which is
and
great
then
character design. My God, like
is great.
I already
It's
thought
great,
visually
honestly.
he was great character design, but man, thematically his character design is even crazier.
You know, the thematic undertones for his character design is crazy, and then his compass needle is designed after.
You know what's
Again, if you really think about it, yeah, he had his memories wiped,
yeah,
but
oh yeah, but he was
everything of his
still
transformation was
was
still
still
of who
bleeding
he
into him.
was
Yeah.
still bleeding out, and in memory of her. You know
Well,
what
if
I
you think
mean?
about
So
it, his memory
that
was
was
white, but he
great.
still knew that those martial arts moves. So like there are things that are ingrained into
Hmm.
your body. They would say,
No, for sure. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
But I loved
No, it was great.
when I
Even
first
his
actually
color
started.
scheme.
Oh yeah, when I first started watching the movie, like when I first started seeing him fight again in the movie,
Hmm.
I was like, I don't see any ice powers. Why is it a
Yeah, I was
snowflake?
always
I
wondering.
was
I
like, does
was
he
wondering
have
that
ice? Am I going to see
since
that?
the first time he fought since Mugen Train. I was like,
Yeah.
but where? I'm like, okay, I see a snowflake on the floor.
Where's the ice?
He got some ice powers or something like
Nope.
that. No,
Not
no,
just
this guy
fists.
has air fists, slicing through the air with his bare fists.
Yeah, that was so really cool. How it just resembled her hairpin.
Yeah, you know, it's great. Again, that is probably one of the best designed characters in the entirety of the show, at least demon wise.
Yeah.
And we got some pretty cool looking demons. I'm not gonna say like he's the end all be all, but at least thematically,
Hmm.
a lot of thought went into designing this character, and given his backstory, it all makes sense and is really touching, is really deep, and I've enjoyed every single second of that backstory. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it does drag a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna act like it doesn't drag, and I'm not gonna say it's not to the point where it kind of takes you out of, because the action abruptly stops,
Yeah.
and then you're just thrusted into
It's a story. Yeah.
this extensive backstory. So I can see why a lot of people, oh, there's some pacing issues. I don't really think it's a pacing issue per se, but it does drag. It's extensive. It's a little heavy
I would
handed,
say I
is like
feel
I
like
call it.
it only feels that way if you are not as invested into the backstories. If like
Yeah,
I
I
love the
feel like
backstories in Demon Slayer, and
that complaint.
you
Mhm,
are if you love those backstories, I feel like it doesn't feel that bad. But if you're
right.
not like as if you're more invested into say the action or just the overall like if you're not like all about those, I can see that feeling really dragged out.
No, no, for sure, I've seen that rebuttal online. Especially on Twitter and TikTok, where a lot of people are like, "Well, if you found the backstory, boring, or you're complaining about backstory, all you really cared about was the fights."
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
some
You
people
can
do.
care
Yeah,
about the fights. Some people just, excuse me, just want to see the action. I mean, I went in wanted to see the action too, which is which I was really excited for. But once again, this is Demon Slayer.
yeah.
I've been watching Demon Slayer for over 4 years now. It's like
Exactly. Like this is what we've been
I'm
used
not gonna
to. Like I'm
I'm
not
not
like this
gonna
wasn't a
be upset.
surprise to me. Yeah. Like this is just what I've been watching for the past numerous years.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, listen, we I feel like we touched on some pros, some cons, and the highs, the lows, and I feel like, I feel like some people are valid in their
Yeah.
reasonings. Some, I'm not gonna say no one's valid in things that they didn't like about a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The art itself is subjective. Everybody has their own opinions, but a lot of this stuff did not bother me. I did want some fights to
Yeah.
be a little longer than others, but listen, we were in for a treat from start to finish, and I got what I wanted out of the movie. So I'm not upset. I'm still
Yeah.
hype about it.
I had a very good movie going experience.
No, absolutely. And then watching it in Dolby on that big ass screen with those visuals and that color popping out of Dolby Vision, bro,
Yeah.
it was truly a sight to behold. But
I
we're
really
gonna wrap this all up. Just let me know your final thoughts, and we'll rate the
yeah.
movie, and we'll go on about our day and get more Demon Slayer hunting.